Welcome to The Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here with us today because we are mapping out something incredibly specific and just deeply fascinating. The Capricorn blueprint for May 2026. We're tossing abstract theories right out the window today. Instead, we're taking a vibrant, literal, and strictly chronological journey through the work, love, and health dynamics of this upcoming month. We're going to dive into the exact transits, the psychological shifts, and the real-world actions you can actually take, all beautifully laid out for you. Look, if April was all about that intensive inner work, May is about bringing that work out into the warm, bright spring sunlight. Let's get right into it.
There are words that need no audience, only the silence in which they can be heard. Just let that sit for a second. This completely sets the psychological tone for Capricorn as we enter May. You've spent the previous month basically in the basement, figuring things out in the quiet. Okay, let's dive into this and see how that deep, silent inner work immediately translates into tangible, real-world action the literal second the month begins.
So, week 1, recognition and revision.
The momentum shifts chronologically right out of the gate, and we see this sudden, undeniable delivery of community support. All that quiet cultivation you've been doing, it's about to pay off in a highly visible way. We are talking about May 1st, where the full moon in Scorpio culminates in your 11th house. I want you to imagine standing on the Charles Bridge in Prague on a crisp, sunny spring day. A colleague walks up and literally hands you a business card. That is the exact energy we're dealing with here. It's recognition through community. It's not about your public image or your raw ambition. It's about the network you've built without expectation. The network genuinely delivers, opening a door you simply couldn't open alone. Plus, on this exact same day, a beautiful sextile brings professional elegance. Agreements made today feel incredible, they're warm, and you can practically see yourself smiling while signing a rock-solid document. And this brilliantly illustrates the push-pull tension that arrives just a few days later on May 5th. Here we have a square, Mars squaring Jupiter from the 4th to the 7th house. You can almost feel the literal tension here. Imagine two hands on a single document, one pushing it forward, the other pulling it back. This is that classic tension between what you want in your private life and what a partner or close collaborator expects from you. The absolute key takeaway here? Do not enter into expensive financial arrangements with partners this week. Honestly, enthusiasm without solid backing is absolutely going to cost you in your close relationships. Hold your ground. Still on May 5th, we really need to talk about health, because Mercury is squaring Pluto. Consider these warnings a flashing red light for your nervous system. Obsessive thinking is just going to drain your mental energy without any visible payoff. Now, for a Capricorn, a mind that won't pause is basically Tuesday, right? But right now, it leads straight to utter exhaustion. Medically speaking, stress that finds no verbal outlet will bypass your brain and target your digestive tract or immune system. The practical and even joyful solution to this? Smile. Literally smile, but set firm, absolutely unyielding boundaries toward draining obligations and people who take way more than they give. Protect your energy at all costs.
All right, moving right along to week 2, seeds of joy.
So we're shifting out of that nervous tension of the first week and into a moment of acute, undeniable healing clarity. Some wounds do not end in pain. They end in the wonder that they still hurt, and then in silence. That perfectly captures the transition we're making here. The pain simply fades into silence, making room for something totally new. Around May 11th and 13th, the Sun and Mercury form these incredible, natural harmonies with Jupiter. Professional action suddenly doesn't feel like a heavy lift. It doesn't hurt. It arrives naturally, bringing ease to your professional communication and seriously widening your perspective. Then, on May 14th, we hit the Cazimi. Mercury is exactly at the heart of the Sun in your 5th house. We're talking about the clearest mind you will experience all year long. Picture yourself standing beneath a public clock, the warm sunlight hitting your face, and you're holding a notebook with one single, true answer written inside. The universe is posing a very concrete question right now. What would you do if no one were watching? What would you build if there were no grade? Please don't let this moment pass you by. Write down your one true answer while the clarity is absolute. Now, this sequence happening on May 16th is hands down one of the most fascinating astrological moments of the entire year. It happens in a highly compressed 27-minute window. At minute 0, Mars makes its final conjunction with Chiron. A wound gets activated. Maybe it's a spoken word or a gesture finally made. Think of a photo being turned face down, closing a chapter for good. But then, exactly 27 minutes later, the new moon in Taurus hits your 5th house. A fresh sketchbook is flipped wide open, a seed of joy is planted in the exact same spot where the pain literally just was. Joy and pain overlapping in the same space. It's not a coincidence, folks. It is a profound psychological release. Immediately following that intense sequence, on May 17th, Venus forms a harmonious sextile with Chiron. The mandate here is crystal clear. Gentleness toward yourself is medicine. This is a day where being kind to yourself has direct, measurable therapeutic value. And we aren't talking about checking out or escaping. We're talking about active restoration. The fifth house governs the heart and the spine. So get outdoors in that gorgeous spring sunlight. Move, dance, play a sport. Physical activity that brings you genuine pleasure today acts as a direct, healing balm to your vital energy.
Which brings us to week 3, the fire moves.
See, the fire from earlier in the month didn't disappear, it just relocated to a much busier room. On May 18th, Mercury conjuncts Uranus. The whole essence of this aspect is sudden, electrifying insight. I want you to imagine a major posture shift right now. You go from slouching over your desk, totally stuck on a problem, to suddenly sitting bolt upright in a single second, eyes wide and completely happy. A solution you weren't even looking for just appears out of thin air. It's lateral thinking at its absolute finest. This is the exact moment to communicate new working processes to your team and frame it not as a rebellion against the old way, but as a brilliant, necessary evolution.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer density of May 19th. 5 major aspects in a single day. No way, right? Picture 4 people at a large table, every single one of them mid-action, all working simultaneously under bright sunlight. Everything is moving in completely different directions, yet surprisingly, it all hums along perfectly. Venus enters your 7th house, bringing this wonderful warmth and emotional visibility to your partnerships. Meanwhile, Mercury forms multiple aspects, driving your creative initiatives forward. Love and action are moving together. It's a total whirlwind of a day, but it's one where every single moving part aligns to propel you forward.
By May 22nd, things get a little nuanced in your partnerships. First, Venus squares Neptune. Think of this as small clouds rolling in. You might find yourself dealing with intense idealization, or on the flip side, completely unfounded pessimism. So a quick tip, do not trust promises that sound way too good to be true today. Keep both feet planted firmly on the ground. But watch what happens right after. Venus trines the node, which is basically your astrological compass for destiny. Almost immediately after that temporary fog rolls in, it clears right out, leaving your partnership deeply anchored and fully supported by your long-term personal development. While all of this is unfolding, Mars is entering Taurus, which shifts your health focus. Notice the specific energetic requirements here. It's all about slow, persistent power. We are trading sudden explosions for long-term endurance. You'll actually find your body feeling lighter, way less constricted, and your overall mood is going to lift as that energy transfers to the 5th house. This is the ideal, perfect time to establish a routine. Think yoga, swimming, or taking long, steady walks under that warm spring sun. Start building physical habits right now that actually have staying power.
And finally, we arrive at week 4, silent culmination.
The month really wraps up not with a loud parade or fireworks, but with a peaceful, solitary satisfaction. Let's look at the tension popping up on May 26th. We have Mars squaring Pluto, which usually means a stubborn conflict over resources. It is the classic Capricorn dilemma, isn't it? The tension between what brings you deep joy and what is actually financially viable. You might feel the push and pull, almost like 2 objects actively competing for space on your desk. But the immediate resolution comes as the Sun trines Pluto. Don't exhaust yourself trying to win the argument. Instead, direct all that intense energy straight into the work itself. Do that, and you'll find this beautiful, harmonious counterweight where your creative direction perfectly aligns with your financial values. On May 29th, Venus squares Saturn. Now, the text calls it a cold light in the partnership. I know, that sounds a bit intimidating, but honestly, for a Capricorn, this kind of clarity is actually a massive gift. You get to see the relationship exactly as it is, without any of the emotional flash or drama clouding your vision. Yes, okay, obligations and responsibilities might temporarily push intimacy to the side, but seeing what truly works and what frankly doesn't is a deeply empowering and grounding realization. So the crucial point is how this month ends on May 31st with the full moon in Sagittarius falling squarely in your 12th house. Now, the 12th house governs the unconscious, your immune system, and hidden culminations. Everything you've built in May in silence, working below the surface, totally without an audience, now reaches its absolute peak. Because we're dealing with the 12th house here, unexpressed emotional material could very easily surface as a physical, somatic symptom if you aren't careful. Which leads us directly to this absolute, non-negotiable mandate. conscious withdrawal. Your body has worked incredibly hard through both April and May. It has processed a staggering amount of psychological and physical data. And now, it demands silence. I really want you to remember this. Rest is not selfishness. Rest is literally medicine. Give your body the quiet it is explicitly, loudly asking for right now.
We close out the month with this striking thought, and what was deepest, at the end of the month, did not ask to be useful, only to be known. Imagine just sitting alone on the Weisserhut Fortress wall in Prague as the sun sets. There's no audience, you're completely calm, you're entirely satisfied, you really don't need anyone to applaud the immense growth you've achieved over the past few weeks. So, the question I want to leave you with is this. Can you allow your most profound transformations to simply be known to yourself without demanding they be instantly productive? Give that some thought. Thank you so much for exploring this Capricorn journey with me, and I hope these insights help you truly thrive in the dynamic month ahead.